All right. You guys have to forgive the VOD and the stream for today. One of my monitors suddenly died just before the session started, so there's a little bit of cropping issues. That is intentional. Nothing wrong with the stream. That's just how it has to be. However, we are back for session 51 of Season of Ghosts. And oh boy, the Season of Ghosts at this point. It seems winter is. You guys are on a very cold and dark night, and you guys just committed some nasty murdering. And I'm wanting to kind of just push in without further ado. Does anybody want to recap what happened to bring you to this point? What you've done to try to save yourself and your people? Going once, going twice, and sold to Jobin as he rolls at last minute. There it is. You know, Jobin, I appreciate you. I just want you to
I
know
want
that.
to make sure I don't, we started with 2 hero points. I still believe that I only have 2 hero points, and that last one is just there for
That's
if I need to stay alive.
that's right. Exactly. Don't worry, you're
All right.
immune to dying. Smile.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's
All right.
move into it. Take it away.
All right. So, previously on Season of Ghosts, we come back to us fighting these strange. Uh, oh, forget their names though. Uh, the type of things that we fight, Nindoru, that have been sort of holding us, or at least diminishing our portal into the real world. And so we continue to chase them around this sort of endless labyrinth of hallways, of repeating hallways, finding them and defeating them, seeing that they can't really die. Afterwards, so we go around. We end up one of them ends up disguising themselves as Go, and then at that moment we sort of realize that no Go ever actually exists, and we were able to defeat the last one and cause the portal to sort of come back to its full force for us to go through it. We make it our way back to the portal, where there's a standoff between Shinzo and this person who has been harrying us since the beginning. There's sort of a bit of a standoff as we try and move past them and get inside the portal. But our antagonist is grabbing Ross. We end up sort of having a bit of a tussle, and there was a lot of shoving and pulling and grappling to get away from this person. With the help of Shinzo, we were able to sort of break free and take the moment to jump through the portal, which was very unpleasant. Every time we jumped through the portal, it felt like we were being wrung out like a rag, or split open, or many other stuff, skinned. It felt like we were dying. And I guess it makes sense, because once we sort of popped up where we were on the Donstep Bridge, ruin, or dilapidated but still standing Donstep Bridge, we see that ourselves are not ourselves, or maybe we're finally showing our true selves. I'm not sure. We all look like phantoms, different ways that sort of express some type of emotion that drives us to fight for our lives. And so we take a moment to sort of get our bearings and try and figure out what we need to do. We check the Eternal Lantern. We see that it's out. We investigated the governor's house, see if there's anything there. While we were looking around, we did notice a bit of light coming from the guard tower all the way by the entrance to the village. And so we decided to investigate there. And when we got there, we saw 2 of those exorcists the people wearing the red robes and masks, with the torches. They were there, and once they saw us, they did not want us to leave. They knew that we were spirits. I mean, we knew we were spirits, but they knew we were spirits, and they weren't having it. At first we tried to convince them to let us through, but they weren't really having it. And then a fight broke out. Fang was the first to sort of engage. I think he has a bit of a grudge against um, these exorcists. And even though in our hearts, we felt like we shouldn't harm them, we sort of ignored that feeling, just to make sure we can fulfill our purpose of trying to find a way to get the power from the bell back to the eternal lantern, so we can transmigrate fully. So after defeating them, and one of them we knocked out, I sort of reached inside of his mind and tried to figure out sort of some so you can get some information about where we were going in Karahai. We got some information about where the bell is being held. We're not sure where, but we know we have a name, I think, of the place it's located in. After that, Bang finished the job, killing that exorcist, and we moved on. We made our way to Ugly Coot's gate, where Ugly Coot guards. And we saw that the body of Ugly Coot broken and damaged with an axe, sort of in one of the limbs. We didn't take that really well. So it's also kind of steeled our resolve about going through and making sure we get the power back, because we need to save our Willowshore.
Very well. Thank you for your recap. I really appreciate it. Do you want that extra hero point?
Yep.
Very well. Everyone else put yourselves to 2 hero points. All right. And for our roleplay question for the week, I want you all to answer a very simple question. I would like to hear the reason behind one of your spirit power's emotions. If anyone wants to give an inward explanation, a grudge, their passion, their love, how it manifests, I'd love to hear it, and you'd get a D4 for it. Going once? Going twice? Well, it's hard to beat that, huh, Fang?
No, I don't think so.
Tell me, Fang, how does one, or however many you like, of your emotions that drives your spirit manifest?
Yeah, we're gonna go with grudge. One of the reasons why the grudge is so strong is that if these people, our current adversaries, didn't remove the coins from the lantern, we probably wouldn't be in such a bad spot. And they're trying to get rid of people. It's any day now that his sister gets exercised, Beetle gets exercised, any of the misbreakers. And he's got a grudge.
It probably doesn't help the destruction of a natural spirit.
Oh yeah, and they want to cut down the Suki tree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the top of it all. That's inexcusable.
Have they cut down the Great Willow?
You don't know yet.
Saw it? No, we saw the Great Willow in the background, but it was in a really bad state.
Yeah. They probably quote unquote killed it. Kind of like they did with Ugly Cute.
All right. And would you like to ask anybody else the same question, Faye?
Now let's ask Ian.
All right. Jian, let's see it.
What is the reasoning behind one of the two spirit attributes is the question, right?
Yes, how does that manifest? It's reasons.
There's
it's
really
why.
only one that's manifesting right now, but he's got two sides of the coin. The one that's manifesting right now is probably the chilling paralysis one. Because Ian is sort of a defender of Willowshore. And sometimes when you defend something, you have to be a little violent, a little unmerciful to protect that which you love.
A stare that would stop anyone in their tracks from battering against your shield, huh?
True.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Shall we get back into it?
I just very briefly want to just add to Dom's recap, by the way. Just because it might bite us in the ass. Before we went back to Shinzo and his haunt ex-girlfriend, Katai did stab the governor.
That's true.
I don't know the consequences of that, or if there will be any. I just wanted to put that out there on the table too.
Thank you, that's very
Just something
kind.
Just so we remember. Yeah.
I appreciate you being honest about it at the very least.
Just in case, yeah.
Excellent. A transformation like yours is not something that feels strange. It feels hollow. Where you all stand in the ruins of Willowshore is anything but kind. Same with the wind. Same with the clouds. Same with the winter, whose bite is eerily missed on your ectoplasmic skins. You don't feel the cold. Not in the same way that you felt it when you were alive. Whether your fur getting a soft breeze brushed through it, or the bite on your still wet hair after a morning bath, these small things are what comes to mind. The absence of feeling. This place, your home, is gone. The world has moved on without you. Decayed, rotted. There is nothing of value in your home. No one came looking for you. Who knows how long it even was before people knew Willowshore was gone. All they came here for was a simple resource. You can see the cut down outskirts, a few trees that have already been worked on. You see the collapsed ruins of the Cloudpaper House, which in your mindscape you repaired. Not in reality, however. The Cloudpaper House is covered in Fulus, destroyed in the distance. The watchtower, refurbished if only to watch for your restless spirits. And yet, an affront upon your very culture stands in front of you. The broken body of the split form of Ugly Cute is harrowing. There is this clear marker of a sweeping motion that destroyed Ugly Cute's frame. His legs snapped and broken, its face caved in. It lies like a broken mirror in hundreds of shards. Recent was this death. Whether it happened before or after they attempted to destroy the Cloudpaper House, you're unsure. Maybe it was in the time that you were gone, in between in the realms. Yet, you feel nothing. No coldness of the stone. No wind at your back. The only thing you have is your emotions, your drive, and the simple feeling of a compelling memory. The only warmth, a distant eastern draw. What they stole from you calls to you. Tell me, Mr. Breakers, what is it you're doing in this moment?
I think we're headed to Karahai, right? Do we have any reason to go anywhere else?
I don't think so, and I want to sort of take care of this because the longer we're out here, the more days pass in Willowshore.
Exactly. The quicker it gets done, the better.
Did you pick up that axe?
I did.
Thing? Or,
I have it.
Oh, you have it?
Would you like to identify it in case it's magic?
Yeah.
There you go.
As it's brought up to you, you can see the simple designs, Jobin. Give me a recall knowledge. As you look at them, the curiosity piquing your interest, you understand it. It's not the blade. The blade is not magical. Nothing about the weapon is magical. This is a simple hatchet. It's the markings on who created it, who it's for, what it's made to do that matters. There is intricate designs, runes, if you will, that are carved into the wood. They twist and they turn, and you know their purpose. It's very simple. To kill spirits. To cleave them from mortal shells. To cleave them from the material plane. You have no doubt that this is likely a weapon of Mago Kai.
It's not magical, but it's definitely a hatchet from plan and marking here. Definitely could, based off what we've been seeing, it's definitely from Magokai.
Now let's go return it to him. I'm sure he misses it.
As you turn towards the east, turning your nature towards it, there is a bubble and a movement. You're fluid, not solid after all. As you begin to move, however, there is a low, low tone. The entire waking world buckles in a wave. Your eyes lose focus. A sound runs over all of you, and I need you all to give me a will save. As a familiar sound strikes your ears.
Is this a mental effect?
It is not. I don't believe. I'll double check just for you.
Ross is also a master in will saving throws, Fang.
It is a will. It is a mental. I apologize.
Instead of
Got
fear
+1 on
effect.
this.
It is also a fear effect.
Oh wait, I already have.
Oof.
Okay. It's like it's right there. It's like it's just in front of you. This reverberation that runs all throughout the world. It is like a sound, the cracking of thunder, a force of nature itself. And yet, in reality, Jobin, you recognize it. There's no movement of the material plane. Your world does not hear this. There's no movement in this earth-shaking sound. There's nothing else that hears it here. It is affecting only you. The only person who fails is simply Fang. I would like you to give me an extra will save, but you'll take 15 mental damage. All of you watch your forms get rippled through. The sound like a wave that crashes into you. Fang is struck the hardest. As you watch Fang, you see the form of the skinned kitsune pulled backwards. You see the writhing tendrils of saplings out of his eye sockets grow for a moment, and the leaves begin to fall to pieces. You watch as his body begins to break apart. But Fang, you feel the thrum, the chuff of Beetle beside you. You remember everything that they've taken. You remember what they'll do if you let go. And you hold your soul together. You succeed the second save for now. Do you push forward?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, even more now.
Very well. Out of Willowshore. Though for you it has only been 3 seasons since you've maybe left, seen the further outskirts of the hinterlands, but in reality, your souls have not left this place in a century. You wander. Your travel speed together, though it is filmed and fluid, you kind of lose track of the time in your sensibilities that you're at right now. I believe it is still 16 miles per day, however. Your travel speed's 20.
Yeah, we're as slow as our fast. We're as fast as our slowest person.
It's me.
It's-
I'm the problem.
It's good time.
I have 20. I'm 20 feet. I'm sorry. I got big armor.
Kitai, as you leave the 2 bodies and you leave Ugly Cute, gripping only onto the piece of him that you have left. Stalwart, you move through the Wardened Wilds. As soon as you leave the ruins of Willowshore, where you can see these spider webs moving about, things crawl within the undergrowths, everything is untended. The rice paddies frozen over and long since taken by nature. Your path is in a word, empty. The spirits of the forest either ignore you, treat you with similar regard, or avoid you, all together as nature intends. There is no animals that approach you. No animals that can be heard singing. No ravens watching over you. Instead, your minds can only barely focus on what's ahead of you. And what is ahead of you is, even still, unclear. Fang, you're more aware of it than anything, as well as Z, and Willowshore's hinterlands are abandoned. Though there is a little bit of traffic that has come through here, clearly through Magokai's exorcists, it's not much. Most of the wilderness has taken over the roads. It's not difficult terrain yet, thanks to them moving by, but if you move into the forest, it will be thick. Do you stick to the road as a party, heading to Gourd Lake, and to where the barrier prevented you from heading to Karahai so long ago, or do you try to cut through the forest?
For not to cut through the forest because it's full of spiders.
Yeah, it's like full of spiders, and like we don't know what's this is like the real world, right? So like we don't know what's changed.
Wait. So we're phantoms. We're not even alive. And you're worried about spiders in the woods?
Yes.
No, I think
Yes.
I think Joe
Never
is right.
change.
Yeah, I think Joe
Never
is right.
change.
Yeah, no, you think he's totally right.
Well,
I don't think
oh,
we should. I don't think we should go to the woods.
I think we should talk about what our.
It's not called a
strategy is.
rational. It's not
Yeah.
called a rational fear. It's called an irrational fear.
You should have eaten
Arachnofear.
the crab cakes.
I would.
and
You know, I
would've been
probably would have.
fine.
I probably would have got over it if you guys told me and helped me work through it instead of just trying to.
Yeah, hang on, guys. Let's not go down this path.
But
We move
regardless,
down,
let's
move
talk about
down.
this. No. Wait.
You mean the donut joke? Oh, that was only one time.
Seriously, let's talk about this, okay? What is our plan? Are we just going in to the city, finding the bell, rampaging our way through? If that's what we want to do, that's fine. I say we take the road then. But if we want to be more selective with our approach, cause terror and strife within the city to make our mission more likely to be successful, then maybe going through the woods is the right idea. Because the more we risk encountering Magokai's people, the more likely one of them's going to get back to Magokai and let them know we're coming.
I will say though, if we do take the sort of haunting route, it will put them more on edge. And if they're more on edge, they're probably going to be more. It's probably going to be harder to get to the bell. Right now, we do have the element of surprise. They don't know we're here.
Well, I think.
I don't think.
Well, I think what the haunting would accomplish is just to cause chaos within the city. They may be more on edge, but on edge from what? Who knows what we can do when we get there?
Sure. I think this
When
is.
maybe we could haunt them in a way to where the least thing they're worried about is the bell. They think that the threat is coming from a different side of the city or whatnot. you
Yeah.
know?
So,
And that's why I say we take the woods if we want to cause strife and division, because the least likely us not being found out is a good thing.
mm,
And people travel the roads.
We just gotta be careful, is all. Keep a lookout for stuff.
I can get us through that fort. If we
I don't. I read. I can't. Look, don't you see how huge that web is? What do you think the spiders are that make that?
It's strange.
Ugh.
You see Jobin's face, the vague features of Jobin's face, push up against one side of the body, and without turning the rest of the body, suddenly the face is pushing against one direction to look up towards the web, and then peel away. Jobin, that fear is more real to you than the cold of winter is.
Mm-hmm. I think we can travel on the road and be careful. If people show up, we can hide. But I don't want to travel through.
Can we hide? What if we took a boat, Jobin? And you lost the boat? Would you go with us through the woods?
No need to push the issue on them. We could probably travel quicker as ghosts.
Yeah. Travel quicker on the road, right?
Yes. Yeah. Can we even get tired? We just keep going. We don't stop for the night.
Why? I just don't think it's wise to risk us being discovered.
I also don't really think it's wise going into the woods with all the unknowns and these freaky spiders. Like, I don't think it's even a spider fair. It's like, I don't know. You've seen things. Like, who knows what's out there? There could be like spiders with like 10 legs or something. Or like on fire.
I mean, look, the spiders are avoiding us as we stand here.
I just think we should take the roads off. I think it's too dangerous in the woods.
I think it's reckless, but I don't feel I have the majority.
Sigh of relief from Jobin.
All right.
And then he realizes that he hasn't been breathing this entire time.
Mm-hmm. I might as
We are
well.
indeed ghosts. We are indeed ghosts. Yep.
As you move together, walking along the dark path, you've walked this road before. It doesn't take you very long to see the snow falling around, though it does not touch your forms. You're not truly incorporeal. If you reach your hands up, well, semblance of hands, the snow does pile on your ectoplasm, but slowly just kind of like trickles through before falling down below. You leave footprints in your wake. And as you all move and move, it's quiet. Very quiet. There is nothing. No one would come out here. Why would they? Fallen trees have been cut and pulled away from the road. There's no sign of foot or wagon traffic. The road is mostly mud. It's just mostly forest. Civilization of Willowshore has long since been gone. And yet, the most curious sign of life reveals itself to you. Maybe it's your new supernatural senses, or maybe it's an underlying memory. Water. The river. Beside you. Cold, but not frozen over. As you move, you know where you're going. A fond memory rushes through your forms, heaving each other off of a boat, pleading at a lake for Kappas to stop messing with you. You're coming up on Gourd Lake. It only feels like it's been minutes, and yet time is strange to your bodies. The night's gotten darker. That's why a soft light, orange, a fire, catches you off guard. But Gourd Lake itself is just as abandoned as Willowshore. And yet, equally not. Homes, shacks, watermill, spattered here and there, have been built on the very edge of the river that leads into Gourd Lake. Obviously using its stream as a method of gaining power or sustainability. There are 3 buildings situated. The mill on your side, and a stone walkway. Clearly a set of 2 homes on the opposite end. And there's a orange firelight. What do you do?
How do we want to approach this?
You even want to?
I guess that's a good question.
Beetle lets out a chuff, as though there's something wrong. Doesn't feel comfortable.
Direction do we see the light?
Around the watermill. You're following the trail of the river.
Can I tell if the light is natural or...
It's a fire, so you would imagine it is coming from either a torch or it's coming from an inward person's, like, with the fire in their home.
He mutters under his breath, we wouldn't have had to deal with this in the war.
We hear anything?
Give me a seek. And if you want to enter into exploration mode, you're more than welcome to. For one, Fang, you recognize the silence. The watermill's not going at all. In fact, it's abandoned. Long since abandoned, maybe a few decades, a generation. And most of nature has reclaimed it. There is nothing of living remnants inside, save spider webs and likely animals that have taken shelter within, who want less than nothing to do with you and yours. However, it spreads even further. Ziyin and Fang, it's the lake. It's absence. It's still. Stagnant. Something's wrong with Gourd Lake. It's not as you remember it. These buildings, mildly infuriating as change in the world that you're not aware of. Gourd Lake itself has also changed. But you can't quite put your claw on it. As for the signs of life, you hear the muttering of breath. Living people. They're across the river, speaking in hushed tones, and you'd hear the soft chuff of a horse in the cold.
Can we go around?
You're more than welcome to. It's a question of if you're being quiet or not. You are glowing creatures.
I'll try to go to the edge over here and peek around.
Sure. You see a strange stone walkway along the river that leads into Gourd Lake. Gourd Lake is just a little bit further down this way.
Okay.
As you peek around, you see to the opposite side. There's movement inside this building, but no light.
I kind of see a person over there. Are they wearing? What are they wearing? Like, I can only just see them a little bit.
This person?
Yeah.
So as you look at them, you can see they're wearing interesting garb. They've got a yellow cloak on them that you can see in the darkness. They have light being shed on them from the source of fire. It's clear to you that whoever is holding the light is outside. They're wearing armor, like straight up hide armor. And you kind of take a moment to focus on it. And you see them reach over, hand some coins. Coins you don't recognize, new currency likely. And they trade some hide. They trade small bones. And they reach into their pouch, and they take the decapitated head of a kappa, and they hand it to the person in the dark.
Kappa killers.
Oh my god. They were doing so well.
The future sucks.
Oh, damn it. I was like, good, they're just fruit traders. We'll leave them alone. Oh no.
You have this kind of realization,
I mean, they are.
Katai, and you look into the watermill, and you see dozens of kappa shells hung up on the walls as decoration, with spiders inscribed onto them.
Kataya's gonna draw her sword.
What about the time?
Some more priests.
They're killing the kappas. They're hunting them.
And we can't change that, can we?
We could stop them.
Think about what our goal is, Katai. Please tell me you don't have an anathema against this.
I technically do.
Of course you do.
It's an edict, though, not an anathema, so I don't have to. Ugh.
Think about what we're here for. We cannot right every wrong in this world, but we can change ours.
Yes. We'll worry about it once we all get here. The whole town.
Bang, how you doing over there?
I mean, Fang's listening to what the party wants to do. He's begrudging being on the road, and he's not happy with it, of course, but he's kind of mission focused.
Mm-hmm.
He knows Katai has a really good relationship with the Kappas, so if she wants to intervene, he'll probably intervene with her.
Oh, okay. We have a mission, and we can't do anything to compromise it.
You hear in the dark the voice. Surely to be worth more to you. You know how hard these are to come by these days. Over farming and all that. You hear the one kind of chuckle and say, you'll get your fee from our capital soon. Of course, our great, honorable. They let out a little bit of a laugh together, breaking into it. I don't care if a ghost can't drink from a bowl. They want kappa bowls, so whatever they'll take for their tea. Besides, this one's head looks big enough. Maybe it'll fit their ego, too.
Okay. I don't think I could stand here, guys. I'll be honest with you. I really. These guys are.
Kitai.
Yeah.
Walk away.
They're hunting the kappa and they're using their shells, and it sounds like they're over hunting them. There's
They said they were selling the shells to some ghost.
some ghost. Maybe we can question them. Get more information about what's going on in Karai.
I'm curious.
You're just creating like scenarios to where you get to do what you want, but what you want to do isn't what we need to be doing.
The kappa are all our friends, aren't they? I know these kappas aren't our kappas, but what they're doing here is wrong, and they're
Wrong?
corrupting.
What about
Yes.
what about killing the exorcist? Is that wrong?
Kitai, do you lean a
I don't
little bit
wanna-
further?
I don't. No, I don't come out any further. I don't want to risk being seen by them.
Sure.
How about we come back to them after we get the stuff from the bell?
Okay. On the way back. Promise me, please. I don't think they should be doing any of this to those kappa.
I think those capitals are a little beyond help at the moment.
We might learn a little bit more about who they're selling it to. If that person's gone, then they won't have no reason to do this hunting.
Right.
If you would like to use your investigation recall knowledge, you can, Jobin. You wouldn't have found this location if you went through the forest.
I'll use a hero point on it if I need to.
In your expert opinion, it looks like a few decades after Willowshore went missing, a family or someone set up here. They used the watermill to keep their, well, comforts, and likely poached the kappas. It looks like their home and the watermill has been abandoned for just as equally as long. A generation has come and gone. And so you get the feeling that they likely hunted them so bad that they just left. Or the kappas fought back enough to push them out. As you look into the interior here, the prizes and the appraisal, it hasn't seen many folks since then. But this is a wonderful forward outpost for Karahai. And as you look about, you can see little remnants of Fulus. They remind you of the same ones you saw when you were forced into being a seance participant. You have no doubt that there is an exorcist here.
After seeing the Fulu and kind of come to that conclusion, he'll turn around and let everyone know. If this thinking that this is like some type of forward base for Karahai. If something happens here, it might warn them. But it's also a way to start messing them up as well. Maybe if something happens here, they'll focus on coming out closer to Willowshore, and maybe there might be less people in Karahai. This will be a distraction. I don't know.
Well, we have to get rid of all the exorcists, right? Or they
No.
do something else to our people?
No, we just need to get the power from the bell.
This is your first opportunity, as you are only about 2 hours away from Karahai, to begin terror. You may walk away from this to keep your cover. This is a choice as a party that you should make. You're welcome to do a poll if you wish.
I don't think they're gonna see it both.
No?
Nah.
Sound like Jobin and Katai were on the fence about it. I didn't hear from Ziyin.
I see benefits to both. I'm just trying to figure out what the best
Maybe we do need a poll.
path.
Yeah, it's half and half.
Apologize.
Yeah, it's
I would
okay.
say cover's only as valuable while you have it.
Yeah.
And once you
I-
lose
I'm-
it, it's gone.
We can always come back here after the cover's blown.
Well, if we can.
Or we just don't let any of them escape.
Or
I'm
We're
not
gonna
exactly
get to
sure what will
Karahai
happen
in
once
like
we get
2
the
hours.
the essence.
It might just teleport us back to Willowshore.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we might not, there may not be coming back. Plus, the longer we stay here, the more days pass.
I think if we take out one of these outposts, we're gonna get to Karahai in under 2 hours. I think taking care of this now, so it doesn't come back to bite us later, for whatever reason, might be a good idea.
I think you're creating scenarios.
I am absolutely creating scenarios. I want to kill these people, Vang.
Just
I will do whatever
hunters
justification
hunting.
I can.
We don't kill fishers for bringing in catch.
Kappa aren't fish. Kappa are people. You wouldn't go hunting halflings, would you?
Depends on their motives.
Their motives are bad.
So were the Kappa who joined in the attack against our town. We technically could have killed them. There's no Kappa here to save at the moment. These hunters would just be replaced with others.
But there could be justice, and there's an exorcist here.
We didn't come here to kill the exorcist. We came here to get the power of the bell and save Willowshore.
Katai. What is your duty? What is your passion?
No.
I'm so curious to see what the spirit of this party will be.
Katai really wants to murder these people, which is out of character for her in the first place. But she won't go against the party's wishes.
Of course. And so, Ziad, I imagine, giving a look, there's this understanding. And Katai, you can feel within the sheath of your weapon, Tenyo beginning to lick with flames. But you have a duty to Willowshore. You are welcome to continue north if you guys want to make your way.
I do make a mental note of this place, though, because either when we come back, or when we bring ourselves back to the living, I'm gonna come back here and release myself. Absolutely. So
All right. Sounds good to me. Keep moving. Very well. After this stop, this new tragic situation on Gourd Lake, it's clear to you what happened. It was brutal. As you walk around the outskirts of Gourd Lake like you did so long ago, it's not a home anymore. There's no sign of the Kappa. No sign of people. You move along the shoreline, past where these folk come through. Not far past Gourd Lake is the border to your mindscape. There's a churning in your inner spirits, a fear, this inherent wrong, and you can't help but feel a fluttering of anxiety. Should you? Can you? Will you breach the barrier? Do any of you...
Jobin does,
Yeah, go ahead.
Jobin does brace himself while we get close to it.
Okay. Anyone else have any pause? Or do you push?
I don't even know if it's there or not.
That's fair.
No pause.
Continue.
Jobin, you watch the rest of your party float forward.
I mean, he's walking. He's just, tensed up while he's doing it.
And as you all breach where the barrier to your mindscape was, where those mists poured down that you later found out what they truly were, surround you. Nothing. Not a single change in the environment. You've escaped. And as you continue forward, just past, you've come to Karahai Bridge. The one thing that pushed your people forward. The one thing that let trade continue to aid you through the winters. It has been wiped entirely away. Many of you have seen it. There was once a wooden structure that crossed a gorge through which the Saiba River flows out into the Sea of Ghosts. It's gone. Whether it was mudslides, tamper, or destruction itself, Lady Nunboyo has taken it. However, you see a rigged temporary replacement. Fulus are put on posted wooden pieces, as there are planks and ropes that are just big enough for a horse to cross. They're not great, but it's a temporary bridge. As you move towards it, with no pause, you float one by one in single file onto this temporary bridge. But as you cross this posting, Katai, who I assume is in the front, you feel this itch. Not a sensation you felt in this form yet, as you come by the Fulu. I assume you look down towards your hand, you can see some of your features are flooding off and becoming liquid that falls onto the ground. But I assume you continue past it.
Jobin, is this supposed to happen?
I'm not sure. Give me a second to think about it.
On
I,
a cursory glance, you take a look.
Would that be a recall knowledge?
No, you know what this is. You've actually seen its creation and you know its recipes. It's a privacy ward.
Oh.
As you look towards it, you can see that there is privacy ward and security wards, protection against spirits and unwanted visitors. As you look towards it, you can see that there is clearly wards against spirits and the like that is on here. And though it doesn't stop you, it's clearly tampering a little bit with you. The shorter you're near one of these, the better, more than likely. Or you can just rip it off.
He'll explain what's going on, and that we should not get near them. Could try and rip them off, but I mean, that's also leaving a sign of us being here, which I guess could be a start of the haunting.
There is a decree. By order of Lumber Lord Mago Kai, this bridge is off limits. All trade and travel will be taxed to Mingxia of Longhua. Penalty of death.
We're already dead, right?
We're already there. Let's break the law.
Though, Jobin, that does raise a curiosity, and perhaps a curiosity to any of you. Xiao Mingxia was Xi's ruler when you were alive.
So 100 years ago.
Yes.
115 years ago.
Yes.
And she's still around now.
Yes.
Oh, you're totally right. They are
I
evil.
found one of those immortality potions.
Well, is she human?
Yes.
In quotes.
Yeah, okay. Definitely a demon.
Or a dragon.
Or the ghost that they were talking about. Like drinking on a kappa heads.
Oh. Or she's a ghost. Okay, well. One thing at a time, right?
You each float past the Fulus. You don't remove them? Or destroy the sign?
No.
Well, if we don't want to blow our cover, I think we should leave them up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, would they affect us?
Not in any meaningful way. They make you itch. They make you melt a little bit, but they don't deal any damage. Clearly, if you were around one of these that was far more aggressive, you would be in danger.
Okay.
All right. And soon enough, you can turn the bend of the forest just past the gorge of the Saiba River. As you've come to the edge of the Sea of Ghosts, Takarahai. This tiny village, only about, shall we say, 50 50 folk, you imagine, live here now? There's buildings from what once was here, but most of them are clearly run down and destroyed. Karahai is ruined, for the most part, on the outskirts. But as you peer downwards and into the village itself, the 36 homes that are about workable appear to be made from these one-story packed clay thatch-roofed simple homes. Very little wear and tear, very little movement. It's nighttime, the snow is falling, and there are little lanterns with all their decorations and praises and spider embossary across them.
What? This feels so. What happened to Shenmen? Like, I know Willowshore's one thing, but is it gonna be like this everywhere?
Well,
This is what we're
Remember
bringing everyone
how-
back to.
remember how we were told that there was going to be a Spider Woman showing up saying that she is the princess and that we need to follow her?
Yeah.
Wonder if in the mindscape it actually played out what was supposed to happen. That, if that didn't happen.
As you look down, seeing this, Jobin, you see a man, a single man standing in the plaza where a frozen-over fountain sits for water. The man sits by a large food vendor. There's the little beautiful quilt that covers it to protect from the snow. Clearly he's getting it ready for the morning. And you can see him with a young man. His boy. You see him kneel down. He reaches into the side of his belt and pulls out a bottle full of crickets. And he dumps a few of them onto the floor. As he does this, he looks down towards his child, draws a fruit-cutting knife, and scars his child on the cheek, who lets out a little bit of a hushed whimper, but clearly is used to this. The man does not look happy about doing it, but has a stern face. He checks the child around. He looks desperately towards the ground where he dropped the crickets, and then pushes the young boy back into the home, sighs, and continues to work on his fruit vending, getting it ready for the morning.
Can I do a sense motive on like you said he seemed like he didn't enjoy doing it,
Yes.
or he didn't want to do it, or something like that.
Mhm.
Can I get a little bit more on that by doing a sense motive?
Yeah, give me a sense motive. Jobin, as you look at him, his eyes are misty. He's resigned himself, and you see him rub the side of his neck, and you get a good look. The man has a strong jawline, a sharp nose, but he's scarred. His neck, his face, just haphazardly. The same way he just did to his child. You remember the words of Shinzo, that parents scar their children in these times, in fear of having them draw the ire and jealousy.
That's what he was thinking.
Beyond all of this, beyond the village fountain, lies a fortress. Karahai is known for its fortress. It's one prominent, massive circle structure. It has an upper ring and a lower ring, and it is entirely secure. You know that there is an entrance on all sides, and the one side towards you is the one that opens to the south. There is very little movement, but you can see even from here that there are folk with crossbows and exorcists with torches that walk the upper rings, looking out over Karai. There are multiple entrances there, and it is covered in fulus. You feel that draw towards this fortress. Question is, how do you all want to take Karaha?
Looking at the fulus,
Mm-hmm.
what kind are they? They're all privacy fulus, or
You're too
seeing-
far away to inspect them, but you can see symbols along the walls. You have no doubt it's some kind of reinforcement of the like. Karahai's fortress is in the center of the village.
okay? How do you guys want to do this now? Probably find a place to enter. Maybe. I mean, I feel like I could probably pass through walls, but I don't know about the rest of everybody.
Do some scouting of it. Can Ian and Fang maybe have a look about.
You can turn Mushi invisible. You can go fly around and see if you can see
Oh yeah,
anything.
Bushy too.
I'm not like super stealthy.
We just kind of want the lay of the land, I guess, mostly.
Yeah. I think you could talk. If I'm hearing a lot of crows, maybe you could talk to one of them and have them scout out.
Yeah, I could try that.
You start perusing for a local wildlife.
Yeah, I'll look for crows and yes, definitely crows. Very on brand right now.
It's harder than anything to find anything but a spider. It seems as you move about that there is the corpses of many, many animals. What little wildlife is even in this specter wood at this point is clearly the bottom of the food chain. Crows stay near the very, very top and perches of the canopies of trees. Very few of them are willing to come down low, seemingly ready to swoop down into Karahai village and steal what they can from its people. But you can't help but see the littered bones of those that wander too far into the forest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go fox form and climb to the top of trees and try and talk to them.
Okay. Your fox form is a truncated version, a decayed, broken piece of yourself. As you grow this long tail, it sprouts like a bushy tree. And as you hop from spot to spot, you catch webs in your fur. You feel families of them scatter, many of them harboring crickets. So many crickets, Fang, are in these spider webs. An unnatural amount. But you make your way to the top of the canopy, where some of the birds are flying about. You call out to them?
Yeah.
What do you say?
I just say, hey, you got a second?
There is a caw as one of them, and they say, "Ooh, you're not real. You're not real. What? Glowing?
Yeah, I'm sick. Don't worry about it.
Want food? You have food, do you? Not perching another lure.
I can get you some food. Wait, do we have food? We're ghosts. We probably don't have.
You do not have food.
I can get you some food in the morning.
Morning. Oh, morning warmth, morning. Yes. Fresh fruit, fresh fruit.
Yeah, I can get you that. Do you go into the city at all?
Fly over it. Only safest place is roofs. Some roofs have very few spiders. Safe perches.
Okay. What's all in the city?
People. Very few people. Fishers. They go fishing, we steal fish sometimes.
Where do they like to go fishing at?
Harbor. Docks. Big wooden contraption edge of the sea.
Okay. Is there anywhere in the city on the outside that the people don't go very often?
Ooh,
Like they avoid it?
big thing in center, big circle.
What's in the center?
Lots of people. Very careful people in red.
Okay.
They have bows now, too. Many new people with bows and silvers and metals. They shoot shinies at us. Cook friends.
Well, that's not very nice.
Hmm.
Is there anywhere on the outside they don't go very often? A way to get in?
Forest. Don't go near forest.
What's in the forest?
Everything.
What's everything?
Danger.
What's so dangerous about it?
There's you.
I'm not dangerous.
Things like you. Spiders. More spiders. And
Ghosts and
people.
spiders.
Most
People.
dangerous of all.
Okay. Do you want a job?
Job? Task?
Yeah, you fly around and tell me if anything changes. And see me in the morning and I'll give you food.
Give me a diplomacy check. Sure. Fresh fruit.
As fresh as I can make it.
Gah. And it will fly over Karahai.
I go back down to everyone. And I'll tell them what they told us, but I'll mostly point out that there seem to be subsisting off of fishing. And that may be a good place to start causing chaos.
What do you have to say?
Okay. Are we gonna wait for your bird?
Oh, no. He's just going to fly around and tell me if anything changes. And I'm going to give him food for it.
You think it's worth talking to the spiders?
Spiders are pretty selfish.
Yeah. But they would know the way in. Not saying we should do it, just throwing it out there.
Also, it said the forest is full of ghosts.
Do you look at Fang, like up and down?
Ghosts like us?
I'm Probably the evil guy.
Sorry, I was muted. So they have a dock, and that's a place where we can enter. I don't know how many people are going to be fishing at the middle of the night, so that might be a place to come in on. Maybe the water is safer than anywhere else. Probably not, though.
Looks at
Doubtful.
Ross. You okay with going near the water, Ross?
Sure, this is not that river, so.
Over the wall, I guess, would be a possibility. Find a spot and climb over. Fly over.
Yeah, we can. We're ghosts. Can we fly?
You try to
I
fly.
didn't pick the fly. I haven't
I
tried to
jump.
fly.
You don't fly.
Okay, yeah. Just checking.
So, really quick, to help visualize it, since it's hard with so many
Do you have
descriptions.
a map or anything?
Not
for
of
us to look at?
Karahai. Not of Karahai. I definitely have one for everything else. But the region of Karahai, to be clear, to give you layout, is this. So, Karahai rests on the Sea of Ghosts, which is on the right side. It borders like a flat, just the whole sea. Like the dock is built off of it. Karahai itself is a circular village of 36 or so
Of course,
homes.
a circle.
And then the center is the fortress. The fortress is by and large the incredibly larger structure than anything else in Karahai. And it's surrounded by Karahai itself. You guys are coming in from this angle. Everything surrounding it is forest, save the Sea of Ghosts on the right side. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yes.
And we're coming in from the south, you said.
Southwest is where you're
Coming
coming
in from the snake back. We can either follow the snake back over the wall, or we can take the footprints over to our slayed victims
Mhm.
and enter from that side.
Yes, yes.
And it's not so. It's village. Is there a wall
Nope.
around the village? Okay, so
Nothing.
it's just village, and then the fortress. The fortress does have a wall, though, right?
The fortress is extremely defended, and it is way older than anything else in the village. It seems to be from a different time, and it is well maintained.
Looking at the village, I mean, is there any parts of the village that look darker than normal, or don't look like they have like many people? Maybe part of it's abandoned or something like
Yes,
that.
the
Just from our side.
outside of the outer circle there, most of that, there are abandoned homes. People that got either too close to nature or maybe were run afoot of the wrong people, and those homes very clearly are abandoned and covered in snow. You
You said
could,
the harbor's southwest?
no, it's on the east.
It's on the east.
Yeah. On the,
Oh, okay. That's what these squiggly lines are, the
yeah,
water.
yeah.
Gotcha.
You could absolutely sneak into one of the abandoned homes.
Okay. I mean, that's one way of getting in. And I guess the question is, what do we want to do now that once we get in there?
Make our way to the fortress, which is probably where they got the bell.
What we got from the person's mind that I would have handled. Yeah, it's supposed to be inside the fortress. I mean, we just try and sneak in, I guess. But
I think we should try to sneak in, and if that doesn't work out, then we fight. But we have our cover. We should try to use it.
do we want to just sneak in, or do we want to try and make a distraction out in the village?
It's late, so probably don't need a distraction.
Okay. Wait.
I mean, we don't necessarily need a distraction since no one knows we're here right now. But was that thing?
thinking like, we could start a fire, but yeah, if we could just make our way in, then we could just make our way in and find somewhere to hold up and come up with a plan.
So just try to sneak in.
Are you going to be able to
Question:
do that, Katai?
Is anybody an expert in sneaking?
No.
What do you-
Great question.
No.
I could have been, but I didn't. Regretting it now. All right. Yeah, I'm only trained.
I am also only trained.
Yeah, we're ghosts, so like, wouldn't this, sneaking would be like occultism, right?
Yeah.
Shut up. No.
I go around, woo!
That's not sneaking though. Okay. Let me check here.
So I brought this up last session. You do have multiple ways to handle this. You guys have free room to handle Karahai as you wish. If you wish to haunt Karahai, you can. If you want to start causing distractions, you can. And you can do that in any way you want necessary. You can approach quietly the fortress, trying to hide under the cover of trees and buildings to get up close to the wall. If you want to scout that out first. You'll just have to be quiet because there are active watchmen all on the upper levels of the fortress staring over the walls.
I guess the question is like, is there a purpose to causing chaos and blowing our cover?
Oh, yes. I mean, I there is 100% a function. If you wanted to try to sense motive to see what would happen, I'm willing to do that. But there's the more obvious kind of like,
I guess it's because like we have our cover. I feel like
you
I feel
definitely,
like it might just be more beneficial to just try to sneak in.
you
get what we
absolutely
need,
can. It's
you
all
know?
about what you wish to do.
It's like I'd love to terrorize these people. Don't get me wrong, but if we're here for the bell and that's gonna be our focus, then like
Okay, how about this? Let's try and sneak in. Once we get close to the wall, we'll see if there's a way to get in. If we're having trouble getting in because of something, then maybe we reevaluate and we terrorize to see if we can make a path to get inside the fortress. How does that sound?
okay.
I will say this, at the moment, your guys' terror is 0.
Terror mechanic. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I think we sneak in today, and then
Get
tomorrow
some more
night
information.
we set the docks on fire.
That'll be fun. That'll show them. Burn the wood that they stole from your forest, huh, Fang?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it wintertime here?
It absolutely
Yes, 'cause
is,
it's
yeah.
But it's mild.
Look at this cool winter map I've got. Come on.
I know, right? We could spoil their food storage. Only if we need to. Only if we need to.
Pretty fun. I think we should just kill them all, but it's just
Get high, easy.
just kill them all. Just get over it.
Keep in mind, some of these people are just villagers working, like that person who saw him dealing with the scarring his kid.
This whole place is a bunch of ghost hunters.
That guy doesn't
They
like
feed
Ghost Hunter.
the ghost hunters. They're as bad as.
Still just a job.
I am up for whatever we'd like to do.
By all means, if we can get in without anybody noticing, that is preferable.
Let's
Yeah,
try that and see what happens.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's give it a shot. All those great stealth rolls we have.
Who wants to try to get to the fortress? And what would you like? I mean, it's a avoid notice, of course. So,
One thing I would like to try and do, I do have a scroll of invisibility.
yeah.
and it lasts for 10 minutes, so I don't know how long it's gonna last. But what I could probably do is cast it on Mushi. Mushi can try and fly around, see if he can find us a path that might be beneficial for us to try and get there without being
Okay.
seen.
And I can cover our entrance with a solid fog.
Ooh.
All right.
And if it looks like we might get got, gosh.
Excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you Mushi, okay? And I'm going to put Mushi onto the map, and Mushi's invisible, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna use this scroll. Or where is it? 10 minutes.
Okay. So let me get you over there in the southwest. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you vision for all players so that everyone can see what you're seeing, okay? Just so that everybody knows, what's going on. Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. As you all tuck backwards away from Karahai's, actual village, you make your way to either an abandoned home or the edge of the forest where nobody would be willing to go out to, especially during the nighttime. You cast the spell on Mushi, and you send him towards. Now, can you see through Mushi? Or I'm willing to just give you like vision as he
I
goes
can't
around.
see through Mushi, so this would be more of Mushi going out, finding stuff, coming back and telling us, because I don't have the ability to see through him today.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't take
he's
that.
intelligent.
Yeah, he's an intelligent creature. He'd relay everything. Okay, so I will, for the sake of ease, do that.
Yeah, he's skilled in
If,
society.
if
and everything.
anything, he'll probably be the one that's like, no, you shouldn't go there. You should go here. It's way more optimal.
Okay. So I'm going to bring you in on, let's see.
He has dark vision and scent out 30 feet as well.
Good. Dark vision was the important one. It's going to look like it's relatively bright to Mushi. It is not. And really quick, are you wanting Mushi to be on the top upper ring first, or do you want him to fly towards the base, towards the actual gates?
So he's finding us a path to get to the fortress. So I guess we need to try and see which side is the lead. I guess one of the things is fly up, see what side is the least occupied, and figure out find a path to that side so that we can climb in or walk through the wall there.
Okay. First thing I'll do then is bring Mushi onto the upper ring. It is a big fortress.
Okay.
All right. How does this look?
All right. Yeah. Oh, that is the big fort.
Yeah. All right. So you can see that there is a circle of guards constantly on the move, stopping, pausing, and doing small routine checks. Mushi can see that from up here, and if you want, you're welcome to do a circle of the fortress. I assume Mushi is at eye level of the upper ring. There is a gate here.
Okay. Those are windows that I'm seeing that lead in. Lead in.
Those are the methods down, so you can see little ladders.
Oh, ladders. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Ladders downwards.
It's another gate right here.
Another gate to the north. Mm-hmm. And I'll bring you over to the map where you actually see the gates next. But right now I'm assuming you're just doing a big circle.
So this is another gate. So there's gates on all four sides.
All four sides.
All right. It's pretty symmetrical. Okay.
And then I'm going to bring you over here. All right. As you're now flying down to the base level, you can move up towards the actual gates. Now, as you move to this one, right here, that you just, you flew past, right?
Yep.
You can see that it is painted red. It is decorated with the depiction of a phoenix. But someone with no artistic skills seems to have touched up the painting recently. The bird looks a bit bug-eyed, and the gate is closed.
Phoenix Gate. Right.
And all of the walls bear runic symbols and fulus on them.
I guess now he's gonna take a. I guess Mushi will take like a mental note of like a fulu, what the fulus look like,
Mm-hmm.
and see if he can tell what type of fulu it is.
Yeah.
History and Arcana or society. So
Give me a recall knowledge. You should be able to do this. Can you see underneath? I'm just making sure. Can you see underneath the roof tile to see the actual door?
I can see the door. Yes.
Cool. All right. This door is painted green and is decorated with a golden squiggle that vaguely resembles a dragon. The paint on the door looks notably fresh. There are ruts in the ground as if many heavy objects have been dragged through this gate, but it is closed.
Livery gate. It's a dragon gate.
From what you can tell with Mushi, the Fulus seem designed in particular to ward spirits. And by ward spirits, I mean ward spirits. You get the feeling the only clear thing that you have is that they are making sure no creatures can go incorporeal through the walls or gates. This is a gate that is painted black, and it is decorated with a painting of a jumping carp. I apologize. And there is a little tiny clay statue of what appears to be Abadar, coin in the mouth, sitting on the ground by one of the hinges.
And it has a coin in the mouth right now.
Mm-hmm.
Carp gate or fish gate.
All right.
I can see into this one. This one's open.
Yes. This one is painted gray and is decorated with a faded but majestic depiction of a white tiger. And it is very much open. You can see into the secondary ring inside.
There's no one guarding it?
Nobody.
Right. That's strange. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. I
The
mean,
gate is open.
other than the like 6 or 7 guards above, there's nobody guarding it, no.
Yeah. Strange that it's open like that. He'll take like a minute to like stay by this gate hidden just to see if anybody moves and comes out, and then he'll fly back. He doesn't want to lose his invisibility.
Sure. Taking a bit, it's nighttime. It doesn't seem any of the villagers come in, nor do any guards come out. And before long, Mushi can fly back to you all. Mushi comes back just in time to come back into a visible form.
Once I see him close enough, like see him like once the visibility ends and I kind of see him flying towards us, I'll go ahead and wizardly tools just to get him teleported right back to us, just in case nobody, sees him on his way back.
Excellent. I imagine all that information's relayed. I mean, everyone should have had vision of that scene, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Now, Job, based off of what what Mushi said back, Jobin wants to do a recall knowledge to see why would they leave a gate open.
Sure.
Is there like a tradition or anything like that? leaving one gate open like that or something like that.
Yes, I'm also willing to let Mushi go off on his little tirade if you want. He lets out this little, movement and says, it seems to be made of packed earth and stone, completely enclosed, with gates in one in each of the cardinal directions, buildings fortified, built with defense in mind. Tiny lookout windows ring the top of the outer walls, enough to stick a head out or a bow. Slanting bevel on the inside for eases of access. The exterior wall is 25 feet high, with steeply sloped roofs that angle upwards, and reach at the center height of 40 feet.
Okay. What do you think is the best way in, Mushi?
Give me recall knowledge. Jobin.
Mushi's recall knowledge or Jobin's recall?
Either one of you.
Well, both of us will go. Mushi's first. There you are. Recall knowledge.
You're also able, hearing this depiction, you're welcome to do a sense motive on the fortress.
I will sense motive the fortress.
The people, the defenses as they are. This is a very defensible place. Jobin, it's a depiction of elements. North being water, the gray being metal, the phoenix being fire, and the green dragon being wood. You get the feeling that the wood gate likely brings in the lumber, so likely there's lumber nearby. Other than that, you're not entirely sure. The one thing you are sure of is that western gate, the one that is open, definitely seemed like it had, by and large, the most foot traffic through it. Oh, looks like Jobin's gone at the moment. Katai, really quick for you. It's not that the place isn't defended. They don't care. They're overconfident at the moment. They're leaving areas open. They've got people on each of the watchtowers. They're powerful priests. I mean, you faced them. They had the same level of magic that you did. They, at the moment, have no reason to fear keeping their doors open or closed. They also, you get the feeling, Katai, keep the doors open so that they can go in and out of Karahai's village if needed.
So theoretically, we could just walk through the doors, right?
Yeah, theoretically. Probably get spotted by their guards and then end up fighting everyone.
The wood door probably gets a lot of use, right? Because it's like a lumber. Like the lumberers, right?
Why would we walk through the doors when we could just scale the wall?
Can we scale the wall?
It'll be difficult. You see Mushi like push up them. It's made from stone conglomeration. If you're on the roof, it would be far easier. If you're on the vertical wall, difficult but doable. DC 25.
I can fly over it, so I'm not worried about it. And I can bring
Okay.
Beetle with me.
Not everyone can fly.
But those who can't fly can climb.
We can give it a shot. I mean,
Jobin no
why not?
fly?
I think
Pretty sure Jobin knows fly, yeah.
with this very loose information, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to take a 15-minute break, just for, Jobin to come back.
Sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think between the three of us, we could probably get the whole party flying. And not use too many slots.
I can't give anyone else flight, but I can take care of Beetle.
Okay. I can give other people flight.
Mhm. All right, I'm going to put this on break.
Alrighty.
I will see you guys in 15.
I'm gonna massacre all these
Hey, if you want to start tacking up your terror, go for it. But I'll be right back. And I said, haunt him. Barely know her. No laughs. All right,
Really bad.
no hero
That's
points.
really bad.
No hero points.
If I give you a pity laugh right now, do I get
No, you don't. It's
Eh?
too late. It's too late.
Eh?
As we sit here, you guys have gotten some information from Mushi. You have the emotions that drive you, your spirit, and the push. There is a pull, however, that each of you have towards the bell of which Makokai stole your eternal lantern light, the artifact of your village, and is using it for his own purposes. And yet, as time ticks on out here in the real world, as does time move on in the mindscape. Tell me, as you've learned a bit of information on the fortress of Karahai and the village of Karahai, and you linger on its outskirts, how do you plan your incursion, your haunting? What's your goal?
Have we decided we want to haunt?
I think right now we're just trying to sneak in.
Yeah. I don't think we want to haunt. I think we want to try to scale the walls, like
Yeah,
Bang
fly over.
suggested. Yeah.
So, yeah, I say we get in, infiltrate from within, penetrate deeply. You know?
Okay.
And find our way out.
I got plans for how Fang could haunt them. I don't know
So,
how we would do it, though.
first
I
thing...
got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's say we run across these three. What do you guys want to do?
The exorcists.
Lady. Trying to figure out who got the influence there.
All three. Or one of each three. Let's say we run across them. What are we going to do?
Katai says kill.
Okay, I think it depends on the scenario.
Murder.
If we
Yeah.
run
Take
across
hostage.
one, hostage. If we run across all of them, and the circumstances allow it, attack. Circumstances being like, they're on their own, you know? If they're obviously
Right.
like in the middle of the city, I don't think we can just all out attack them, right? But if we could
run into
capture one of them, yeah, that'd be great.
definitely if you run to the lady, since she's the one who has the Kugapti influence on her. Definitely a capture. I thought we only felt it on the lady.
I think
It's
it's
on
when
the
we
guy.
saw where it is.
It was... Katai, as you recall it, you saw deep in the eyes of the woman.
Okay. Not anyone else then, was just the woman?
Just the woman.
Okay. I'm mistaken. Joe was correct.
Okay.
Now, here lies the question. You want to fly over the walls, get spotted, right? The question... Well, you can't have one without the other.
They're walking along the walls. I guess we have to try and time it to fly over when they're not there, but they're circling the walls.
On top of the walls, I can create a very dense fog that is solid. But
Wouldn't they investigate the fog?
Well, if we wanted, I could always make a mirage at one of the other gates. You know, like 100 feet off one of the gates. There's a forest all of a sudden.
You also have this. Oh,
So that's all well and good. Your plans to get into the inner fortress's walls. Karahai has a village around it, though. So you're gonna sneak through the village.
I thought our plan was get over wall 1, right? Or is this?
That's
no,
the
there's
village.
no wall.
No
There's only one wall. The wall is the wall to get into the fortress. And it's a balcony. It's kind of like a balcony to get up to the.
Well, do we even need to get in there today? Like, I think what we do is we just find an abandoned house somewhere in the donut. Oh wait, what am I doing? Somewhere, no, ignore that. I didn't want that.
All right, yeah,
So,
donut filling.
are you saying we don't go into the fortress today? You're saying we haunt
Yeah, I'm
first and then
saying
go in?
we find like a house somewhere on the outer ring of the donut. Like the cake of the donut, not the donut hole.
In the village. In the
You know,
village.
In the
in the
village.
village.
The circle in the middle is the fortress. You're talking about find a place in the village.
So here's the thing. On the eastern side, there's a harbor that villagers traverse often. The fishermen and stuff. Also, we know where's the wood gate? Is that the southern gate or the
It's
northern
actually the
gate?
east gate.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so like we just find like somewhere an abandoned house to hunker down in the cake part of the donut, close to the harbor.
So
One day,
we're not going in the fortress first then. 'Cause I thought the idea was to go into the fortress since right now no one has any idea we're here and we can try and sneak in.
Yeah, because we don't really want to spend days
well,
here.
here's what we
since-
can do. Here's what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we can do. Hear me out. We find an abandoned house close to the harbor. We prepare ourselves to one night, could be the next night, set the harbor ablaze. All these guards are also firefighters. You know what I mean? They're going to go put out the harbor. We then, while they're dealing with the fire, scale the walls. Get inside. How's that sound? And then we're enacting terror. We get rid of their food, you know? We start affecting them.
So we do want to make a distraction then instead of going in while we have the elements.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if we're going to be seen, we're going to have to use all this magic to get in that can be interpreted as magic. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Why not just create a diversion? Like create a diversion while affecting their food supply and inflicting terror.
So we do want to cause chaos.
I mean, if we want to do a distraction, I'm okay with doing a distraction. It's just okay.
We're eventually gonna have to live with these people.
Are we?
We do come back here.
I won't be here for very long.
I mean, that's
Sure.
what my suggestion is. I'm open to others.
I mean, I'm always a big fan of fuck it, we ball. Like,
Yeah, we don't know exactly how the guards are gonna react. If they'll see the fire and just boast their defenses at the fortress, or if they'll send people to the fortress to help.
How about this? Right now, there's no. We're undercover. No one knows we're here. Why don't we just take a day and just see how the town acts for the day? Get some information, and then we can see if it seems like the guards care about the harbor and stuff like that. Then we'll know that that's a good place to strike, and then we can make a decision. Then just take a day, gather some information about, see how they act. You know, if the guards leave and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
Hang out in the village. Then we can find a spot that's most important to hit to distract them. Who knows? We might know of a certain time when there is hardly any people on the wall.
So we're looking for an abandoned building within sight of the harbor.
That also gives us a data. All of our spellcasters that prepare to give us a data to prepare spells for an assault on a fortress.
Yeah, I would definitely want the opportunity to prepare.
Okay. I won't say no to that.
All right.
So-
We're gonna look for an abandoned house to make a impromptu home base.
All right. I would like a survival check then from someone to find a place.
I think that's me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're better at it than I am.
Okay.
Now, it is also dark, and you are a glowing phantom. So, for any maneuvering around to find a spot, I would like an avoid notice.
Okay, how about so we could use my fog spell now to put it over. I mean, it's pretty big, and I can see through it perfectly fine. Kind of like put it on the outside, and then like we could like walk in, and I could kind of like pick a place with that survival check. How's that sound?
Sure.
Sure. It'll be just
Okay.
you going about, though, until you find the place, if that's okay.
Well, I could like we could all do the hold the hands, do the
All the hands go together.
hold the ghost hands together.
Uh-huh.
Ghost hands.
Would it make sense if you go around in like your little fox form, find a place, and then once we find a place, then we set up the fog to get there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be glowing little fox, but
That's a lot easier to hide, right? Better at stealth when you're in your little fox form.
I think it has hard stats, which were really good when we were level 1. It sets my stealth to +10, which is
Unless
oh
your
wait,
own
unless your
modifier is
own modifier's higher. Okay, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I'm at a 15 normally.
Mhm.
All right, how about I'll go in box mode, scope out with that survival check. Here's my stealth. We'll find something.
Okay.
And you know, if they see me, they see a little ghost box. Like, what are they gonna think about that? You know?
Yeah.
I'll reroll that. 29. That's right.
All right. As you bound about all around, it's quiet. You're able to go from balcony to lantern, moving about inside of the fog that you create. And very briefly is there times that you are moving about outside of it. You all watch as your ally jumps and bounds through the air, this little ghostly fox. Fang, the dilapidated town has icy roof. It's easy to move around on, but it's not your favorite. You have physicality. You slide around on them. You have to dig your claws in here and there. There is only at one point as you move, as you hear a skittering when you slide up to the edge of a roof and perch. You see someone who is leaning in the window, like, go still. And they take their hands and they press them to their other hand and give a small bow. And very clearly you see that they are doing everything in their power to avoid looking up. They would rather just not know. And you just, I imagine, continue on your way, or do you mess with them?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll mess with them.
What do you do? Oh, you
just-
grudge them?
I grudge them.
Oh, perfect.
It's mental. It doesn't give away my location, you know. In their mind, they just start seeing the roots come out of all holes and start to choke them out.
Okay. You hear a... and they... They fall unconscious.
Awesome.
You hear movement inside. But beyond that, you continue your trek. There are many homes to choose from, some with less, some with more holes. Eventually, you can land on one near the harbor front. The small home of a hunter who clearly is not in town at the moment. The tan skin that's on the inside seems to be primarily that of wolves. Yet, as you make your way in, you can see spiders that cling to the roof, a rat that makes its way along that is pounced on by one of the larger spiders before being dragged into the darkness. It seems perfect. Not too in the elements, and with windows that are boarded up just enough that you can peer through and just have these glimmering, ghostly glows from inside.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll go back to my party and I'll lead them to that house.
You notice there is a one of the guards on the very top of the upper ring of the fortress that like looks down towards the mist that you're in before taking a moment to recognize it and then just continues along his patrol.
Normal mist.
Mm-hmm. This is the Specterwood. Your party is gathered, and I assume you maneuver them through the forest and with your mist.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just saying, I assume you move along with your party, bringing them through the mist to get into the back entrance of this home.
Yeah, if I can.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's too much and out of the way, especially since it is almost 5 a.m. The sun has not even risen at this point. As each of you move into the home, you can see that the broken steps break under your weight, leaving haunting, creaking sounds for those around, and the inside is abandoned. You have to move through a bit of spider webs to get your way in, and small insects move at your presence. Closing the sliding door behind you, its paper walls in here have a couple of holes which allow a current of air to go in between of cold snow. But it gives you a familiar feeling. It reminds you of a kami. But this is no home. There is no helpful spirit here. And even if there was, they're long dead. No respect clearly is given to this home. What would you guys like to do?
Close all the way.
Anybody? Sort of close up the place to make sure nobody can come in.
Simple enough. You see somebody on the outside, like, glance in your direction as you go towards the window before covering it up. They, like, look, and then they immediately turn away and continue moving.
It's one of those things. I wish I had made the one of the turning fulus. And I would set it up here. Okay. So I guess we just rest for the night
Sure.
and or for the morning, and then wait until see how the town moves about the next day. Keeping an eye out.
Very well.
Air spells.
Is there any conversations you all wish to have? Any plans? You stew and fester.
I guess the only thing Jobin would say is okay, so whatever we do tomorrow, whether we make a distraction or something like that, or do anything like that. I guess the question is I still not 100% clear how to get the power out of the bell and into back into the lantern. We need to re-power the coins. I guess it would be the same thing we did that time. We have we might need to gather some coins to transfer the power to. I don't know if
Possible
our coins
brains.
that we brought with us would work because they're kind of ghostly.
The coins that you brought from the mindscape, Ross, you feel as though you don't think will work. In fact, you don't know much on how that bell works. You don't know what exactly was done at all. But you do know who did it. Magokai. And these exorcists have used it. If anybody would know.
Makokai shouldn't be here, I don't think. Right? Because he's like the leader of the region right now. Not
Inside the
Karahai.
fortress.
Well, you would know. Well, you recall knowledge, right?
I did.
He's the lumber lord that is stationed in Karahai. He's the one that has pushed everything. He's here for Willowshore. He was just in Willowshore and destroyed Ugly Cute.
He would know, or maybe he might have something written down.
So then I guess we would want to find him first. Get the information out of him. Probably stop him, end him, and then go ahead and get the bell.
Yeah. Either way, we're gonna have to get in that fortress and then find him. Either at the very top or very bottom, usually.
Yeah. Okay. All right, tomorrow, see the village. Possibly make a distraction. And then use that distraction to get into the fortress. Find Magokai and the bell. Hopefully in that order. Learn about the power of the bell and how to get the power transferred to the back to the Eternal Lantern, which might be, depending on what he says. I think we should just gather some coins on the way. Maybe we can find something inside the fortress just so we have them just in case we need them.
Well, the coins were stolen, right? I think that the coins are in the bell.
Possibly. Just in case it's not, we should definitely find some actual coins, just in case.
But the other things could be used as a medium to hold them. If they can be in a bell, they could probably be in
Guitar.
any option.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
No, I was saying we could just use you as the conduit.
sure. I don't know if that'd work, but I've been with that lantern for like ever. And the light and everything. Maybe it knows me. Maybe it'll remember.
Maybe.
You know the drill.
Wisdom save. Is it everyone?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, why do I roll so bad on these? Right. Hey, someone knocked my dice with their dice into a 20.
Whoa.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't press it up.
I'm gonna use a hero point. I think we're.
Yeah,
almost
I'm gonna use a hero.
there.
Use a hero point too. So I'm just gonna re-roll it from there.
Oh my god, another 8. This is ridiculous.
Interrupting your rest. There is no rest for you dead. You may prepare your spells as morning comes, but as the sun rises, the bell tolls. You feel the wave rush over you and your forearms once again shattered for a moment before you pull yourselves back together. You do not regain spell slots. You do not regain HP.
See.
But you may prepare.
Well,
As for
lucky
each of
for
you,
me, didn't use any of that, so we're good.
a couple of you failed there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. This one, being this close, does not do any mental damage. You're close to the bell, and thus you feel as though that draw, that pain it brought you, Fang. Weirdly enough, the closer you are to the bell, the less pain it brings you. However, it is a dread reminder of what you are. Fang and Ziyin, as well as Katai, have this splotch, this vacancy in their forms. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with your bodies. They're not whole. You're not whole anymore. You're broken apart. You're susceptible. Jobin, Ross, Katai, if you want to roll on what exactly has happened to those three, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Ross, you know exactly what's happened. The warding bell, this thing, it is designed to corral spirits. It is designed to put the dead to rest, to put them in their place. And it is doing its job. Those that have failed this save, those that will be affected by the bell as it continues to toll, day in, day out, will gain a worse and worse and worse degradation. At the moment, they are closer to being dead than the rest of you. The void is starting to take them. They're on the material plane now. They're vulnerable to death. Katai, Ziyin, and Fang have a weakness to vitality.
Guessing this is not something fixable via sound mind or clear mind or sound body or Quinn's disease.
No. You must restore their soul. You must remind them what they are, what they're here for. They need to indulge in their emotions.
Speaking of that, I got a plan to burn down the harbor. Who wants to hear it?
I would love to hear it.
All right, we start off with 2 layers of mist on the harbor. Then I lower the water level by 10 feet and cast 2 walls of fire under the harbor. Yeah.
It's a lot of spells.
That's a lot of spells. You sure you just want me not to do a mirage?
Look,
Or
this is the plan. We cover it in mist. We lower the level of water. We put 2 walls of fire under the harbor, ensuring it burns.
We try to start it like normally, like with like a torch, so you know there'll be spell slots.
Yeah, you have to be very
I'm-
close to the harbor too.
What do you mean? 120 feet. Closest. 120 feet.
Yeah, well, compared to control water, that was 500 feet.
Well, control water's 5th level spell, you know. It's okay. We start with control water at range.
I feel like you're using a lot of spells for this thing. I'm a little nervous.
I just want to make sure it burns.
I think one wall of fire
You know
and
what?
wood buildings
You're
would
right.
be enough.
You're right. We throw a fireball on top.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, that's right at 500 feet. Yeah.
Okay, maybe just control water fireball
Hey, I
from
mean,
the safety
fireballs.
of the house.
From the safety of the house.
Trebuchet that fireball.
Out the
just-
window.
yeah, when you say that thing, Jobin looks at you and says, "Okay, now you're talking my language."
I love how that spells a range of 500 feet. That's so.
It's the
for
only. It's like
Pathfinder,
the only
that's so
thing.
Fucking random.
They're like, we nerf fireball compared to 5e. How do we fix it? Give it
500
more range. You can be the catapult.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
We
we
just use all these fire.
Can't even see your target.
We could just
at
burn
that
down their
range.
fortress.
yeah, we could set the fortress on fire.
Day by
The
day,
roof
we
was,
just
was
cast fireballs from 500 feet away until it burns.
I mean, I cast 4 of them if I prepared. But okay,
Oh, you'd upcast it.
that's true. That's true.
One more day. Come back. All right, we got 15 slots of fireball.
Ready to fuck him
All
up.
right.
Let's go.
Okay, so I think sending the 2 fireballs to the harbor is enough. It will be good to you know,
Well, we had no
if you want to
chaos.
lower the if you want to lower the water, I mean, that's up to you. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if it's worth spending the 5th level slot for it, but maybe it is to guarantee it happens. But I'm okay with spending.
Well, so
Fireball.
the idea was you lower the water level, okay? You put the wall of fire under the harbor. It burns from beneath. What do they do about it?
I mean, with the water level lowered, they'll probably go down and try and deal with the fire. But it's magical, so I mean, they were able to dispel magic, so they'll probably try and dispel magic.
Well, we got to make it not look like their harbor's being attacked. We got to make it look like some weird stuff is going on, you know?
Throw in a lightning strike.
Okay, here's the idea. I go into the city. I morph into a tree. I create a storm of lightning. Every 6 seconds, boom, someone hit with a lightning bolt.
1 minute. I think
You have
setting
80
the
spells after this.
I think setting the Harper on fire is fine, and I think I mean, if we want to try and get there, sneak there, and just actually set it on fire normally, I mean, we could do that. Find a building there, and drop the wall of fire inside the building, and then we leave. By the time the building catches on fire, you know, the wall of fire would just blend in with it.
Okay. I like it. I don't know if there's much I can do to help, but I got a bunch of dispelled magic prepared just in case they try something.
Maybe we'll need it when we're in the fortress fighting Magokai.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was able to set this up, I'll be an accomplished spellcaster.
Hang on, I'll take a picture of my spell list so you guys can see what I have for the day. Just so you guys are aware. It's nothing
Okay.
fancy, so.
Okay. Here, how about this? Hear me out.
Mhm.
We raise the water level by 10 feet. The harbor completely underwater. We turn into fish. We swim into the lake. We get axes. We chop the harbor down. Water level lowers. Harbor at the bottom.
I feel like we're doing
The,
a lot
the
of
lake floor.
It just feels like a lot thing. I like the fire idea. Burn it.
I think the fire is a little easier than sinking the harbor.
No. Okay, hear me out. We don't take axes. We take magic. So we don't need to actually chop it down as fish. But we just cut it down. We would have a whole hour to do so.
Okay,
We
so
can't become fish, though.
yeah, how do we become fish? Like
You can't become fish?
no, no.
Okay, hear me out. You all wait here. I raise the water level. I become the
Dang.
fish.
Bang. I think we should just go with the fire.
You want to leave a calling card, too? I'll just make whatever object you want. That'll be your calling card. 20-foot burst.
A fox bearing his fang.
Big circle.
Wait. How many bulk is a harbor? Is it 80 bulk? Jobin. Jobin.
It's gotta be more than 80.
We raise the water level. I go in there as fish. Weaken support beams. Jobin picks up the harbor, throws it at the fortress.
I just realized something. With telekinetic call, could we have a crate that somebody's standing on, and I lift the crate up for somebody to get go over the wall?
Yeah.
I also have stairs if we want to do that too to go over the wall. I just noticed I had those prepared.
Okay.
Stairs?
Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and
Stairs ready to go.
All right,
Yeah.
burn
At
the
any
harbor.
time.
We got
Forgot
stairs.
about that.
We burn the harbor.
We assault the castle.
We replace the harbor with stairs.
How tall are the walls?
25 feet.
Oh well, I got stairs that go up to fucking 80 feet. We're good. We're set.
Alright.
Wonderful.
Oh, it's like
Oh, then.
gosh, it's not 80 feet. It's like 120 feet.
Give it a really,
Better.
really interesting angle. You know?
All right. Yeah. I mean, in that case, we could just put the stairs. We all walk up the stairs.
Yeah, I kind of forgot I had these. I have probably just need a second rank one. I wanted to prefer a third level too, but
Remember when we had that ladder?
I still have the ladder. We don't. It's there.
It's your
Like 10
component
feet
for
though.
this.
Yeah, it's a component. Yeah, the ladder's like 10 feet, so it's like I had to.
You've
I had to
empowered it.
upgrade.
You've
Yeah.
empowered it with your spiritual energy.
Let's go burn this this harbor.
Let's go.
But wait, we want to burn it at night. Otherwise, people are gonna be there. You know?
Yeah.
We're gonna break in at night.
Well,
Why
we're
not?
right next to the harbor.
We'll be able to see from the giant harbor on fire.
All right, ready?
So are we
Wait,
going to
I
go in? Are we going to go into the fortress after we set it on fire?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. After Fang, you used, 5 spells?
It just feels like a lot. Back. I just put it out there.
I mean, if you're down,
Okay, new plan.
you have to
Okay.
be yourself. That's what I hear.
Oh, all right. We turn into birds. We
Me-
fly
we can do
over
that.
the harbor. We poop on everybody on the harbor from the sky.
Now that'll get you terror points.
I mean, if we want to just actually disturb the people living here, Fang, I'm pretty sure you could probably ask the animals to just be really creepy.
Well, the thing is, they're shooting at the animals and eating the crows. Okay, new plan. You guys can't turn into birds.
No.
I mean,
Jobin-
they get,
Jobin and Ross cast fly on everybody. We fly high above the harbor. We poop on people on the harbor.
I mean, another thing you probably could do is if they if they gather their water from the wells, could lower the water level in the wells, and they'll have a hard time getting it.
Well, I mean, Zink has a point. We could all fly, go up like 1,000 feet, and then, airdrop on the fortress.
Airdrop. Is this before or after we poop on people
Oh,
and
no.
burn the harbor?
Don't worry,
down?
as we're coming down, you can shoot your fireballs. 500 feet up, as we're falling.
Yeah, do we have some way to stopping the fall?
I mean, I'm assuming we just fly down technically. We'll have 5 minutes, so.
Can we fly 1,000 feet up into the center of town and 1,000 feet down?
5 minutes?
Okay,
In
I need a
5 minutes.
recap. I feel like I zoned out for all of 30 seconds, and now we're talking about airdropping. What happened to the fire? What, can I get a recap
Yeah, I mean,
of what's happening? I just...
We're talking about with and during and after the fire.
That we're gonna fly over the fortress and airdrop it?
And poop on
I mean, we
people.
also
Poop on
That's
So,
why
okay.
you'd get spotted that way.
okay. So
I would
we
think.
set. Okay, so we go to the harbor, cast our 2 fireballs. Harbor's on fire.
Mhm.
We leave the harbor, head towards the fortress. There's 2 ways we can get in. We can either use the one stair from Katai and see if we can just walk over the wall, or we just go through the front door. Maybe, we'll see.
Wait.
We're not sure there.
Right.
Or we fly, we cast fly on everybody, fly up high past, so they're not looking up, and then fly down when they're not looking to land at the highest point of the fortress and maybe fight our way down.
Yeah, just start at the top.
Okay. Wait, so we're not haunting, we're just setting fire to the harbor and then assaulting the port.
That's kind of like a haunt.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
And
the question is,
aggressive.
the question is, do we want to
That's 'cause if
stay
we
here
wanna haunt
for a few
people-
days haunting, or do we want to go to the fortress? Because right now we're not able to rest because of that bell.
Yes, well, a few days.
Well, I thought only the people that failed weren't able to rest.
No,
No,
everybody can.
No, nobody got
Everybody.
spell slots.
Nobody got rest.
Oh. Well, guys, I'll be honest. My spell slots are in a burn the harbor down situation, not a assault a fortress situation.
I mean, you just need a bunch of fireballs, right?
I've got 1 fireball, 2 walls of fire, 1 control water. I was in
Okay.
haunt mode. I
I
thought
mean,
we were haunting.
we're not able to rest here, so those are, you can prepare, but we just won't get spell slots back. So
Oh.
I can heal you a little bit. That way you have health.
So I guess the question is, if we want to haunt, I mean, the problem is that the longer we spend here, more time Willowshore is out.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
don't
all-
wanna
and it's- and
spend
it's-
time here.
It's also every single night there's going to be that bell, or well, it happened in the middle of the night, and it also happened this morning. So I'm guessing they do it at dawn and dusk, maybe. So if that's the case, then we don't have a lot of time to just hang out inside the village.
And we gotta get this done as soon as possible. I don't think we should
So
stay
I
another day.
think we do have time, but I don't know how much time.
So probably, fireball the harbor,
So here's the thing, right?
then get in the fortress.
So let's say we go. Let's say okay, we airdrop in. We, go get the coins or figure out whatever the heck we gotta do. We head back to Willowshore to put the coins in the lantern. If we don't mess this town up, what do you think's gonna happen when we try to leave here to get to Willowshore? They're gonna hunt us down. That's why we need to weaken them.
We do that after we get the power of the bell back. They're gonna have to come to Willowshore, and we know Willowshore.
Well, the thing is,
better than they do.
once we do that, they're just gonna be looking for us. Wouldn't it be
Yeah, that's
better
fine.
to haunt and mess them up now? Destroy, create chaos,
I bet
murder.
we'll probably end up messing them up before we ever leave.
I mean, if we go inside that fortress, take out Magokai, and remove the bell, they're gonna be messed up. Because I'm sure that's what's keeping the
You-
the ghosts, the us that are inside the woods, is probably this bell.
Yeah, if you find the treasury room, you can wall fire and melt all the coin.
I'm not talking about hurting them financially.
I mean, if their leader's gone, and
And they're not getting paid
and the bell is gone, the thing that's protecting them from
from all the
the
spirits.
Spectre Woods.
Well,
Spectre Woods,
that's
they're
an assumption.
well, no, that's why they're in the woods. They're
That's
not
why
here.
they got all the Fugies everywhere. They got them on the bridge and
No, but like I'm thinking that if we remove the bell or the power
Well,
of the
look what.
bell, that the
Yes,
town is
because
gonna automatically get messed up. That's
I
an
mean
assumption. And even
it
if
is
you're
do
correct, and we remove the power of the bell, don't you think that even with Magokai gone, that they're going to do everything they can to get the power of the bell back? Saying you're correct, wouldn't they be? I mean, it just seems like, well, so let's reverse the script. We're in Willowshore. Someone comes in, kills old man Matsuki, takes the coins and the lantern. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go get the coins back.
put Granny Who in charge.
That did happen. We made 3
It is.
new ones.
Yeah.
Well, we could do that because, we're blessed by the gods. But obviously they are not blessed by the gods since they needed our coin.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, the person who took the power from the bell is not there anymore. But what we learned is that the person who did this, the person who knows how this is done, is Magokai. Without Magokai, they're not going to know how to do any of this.
How do you? That's an assumption.
No, we just got that the person who knows how to set up the bell, took the power from the thing and put it in the bell, was Magokai.
You don't think he didn't tell anybody how to do that?
Well, then I mean, if there are people that know how to, we take them out too.
But we don't know who that.
Well, when we talk to Magokai, we'll find out.
Am I
Stick
not
my hand into his
speaking?
head.
Am I not speaking reason right now?
Well, all I'm saying is that we don't have a lot of time, and we don't have a lot of resources.
We have 20 days.
That's 20 days with no rests.
And at our current pace, I think you can not degrade
And-
after another 6.
And if people keep degrading, then it's gonna be worse.
To be clear, you do know how to undo the degradation. You just got to indulge a little bit.
For all we know, maybe indulging gives us our spell slots back.
So we need to indulge in our emotions that we currently have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like passion would be in line with the burning down the harbor.
Yeah, I think Reg would too.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
think it's okay. We burn
I
down the
think
harbor.
If
And then,
harbor's all right, you can fireball it.
Yeah, but like we could also, haunt and terrorize these people, create chaos. That way, when we take the coins from the bell or whatever we got to do, they'll be in such disarray they won't be able to come after us.
but right now we have our best chance of taking the bell because they're confident that no one's attacking them. They don't know we're here, and like this is our like best. We also have our most resources right now.
To
Like, if
be fair, I'm down quite a few spells already.
Yeah. And you're not getting them
You're not
back.
gonna get them back.
That's what we're
Well,
meaning.
we don't know if indulging gives us our spells back.
That fixes your degradation.
Yeah, it fixes your degradation. It doesn't make we can't rest because of the bell.
Yeah. I crit succeed and still no spell slots.
Yeah.
So we use other
While the
powers to
while the bell,
haunt
I mean,
them.
we could probably rest once we take the power of the bell off.
I think we got a
Probably.
vote. We're at a impasse.
I mean, Zian, you haven't weighed in at all. Your disheveled ass.
That's because he stealthily slipped away.
Oh, did he now?
He's solo killing the whole fortress as
Yeah.
we speak.
He's going through them all.
We cut back to
slicing.
Legolas.
Yeah.
Come back to Legolas.
You just look over, and you watch him come in with bloody boot prints, and he's got the three.
We go to burn the harbor down. It's just corpses everywhere.
Yeah. Can't haunt them if they're all dead, at least. Okay, you slipped away, Zian. What's your plan there?
Initially, he's got that love attribute, and it lets him speak to animals. Initially, he was going to try to go near the fortress and look for something that is on ground level that he might be able to get more information from. If on the way there was one of those, I don't know what to call them, I guess ghost hunter. If there's any of those on the way, he would ambush one. Indulging in the stalk, and he would also try to paralyze him and bring him back.
Okay. You mean one of these fellas?
Yeah, but only if it's... He's looking in general for something ground level. I know it's probably going to be a spider near the fortress, but if he runs into one of those guys, then yeah, he'll take his chance.
Okay. Are you going to, are you willing to go for one that's in the village? Because there is, at any given time, it seems to be, as you're wandering about, just one of these armed individuals that are going about. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to look for animals. The main animal that you see that is around, is every once in a while, there is horses. Some of them, especially here in the morning, you can see there are armed folk on horseback that go into the fortress on barded, full-on war horses, trained for battle. Similar to the one that you saw at the Kappa house, the Kappa poaching.
Are any of these war horses in the village?
No, they seem to be... You get the feeling that there likely is a stable inside the fortress for them.
Interesting.
How long are you willing to stalk?
I have the attribute, so until the feeling goes away.
You got it. All right. We can make this a skilled challenge then, if that's all right.
That's fine.
Let me see what you've got here. How about a stealth?
Sure.
All right. As we move about, spiders are aplenty. Everything else is scattered. Animals do not come out into the light. They don't even come out into the actual village. They don't scamper about. There's no cats that you usually would see in these sort of villages. It's just spiders. They wait out in the open. You've never seen spiders so willing to be so apparent. And nobody bats an eye at webbing anywhere. And some of them you watch, villagers stop, pull out little bottles on their hips and release crickets into the webbing for the spiders to eat. And they back away slowly while giving it a bow. While this is happening, there is one of these, let's call them enforcers, these armed men. They are somebody that has recently swapped out and have walked into the village square. You see them let out a sigh, they pull out their bow, and they begin to pluck at the quiver and the fetching. As they do so, they do seem to be ripe for hunting, but they will be in the open when you do it. Unless you can pull them into the shadows.
I'd like to use one of the abilities to give them... It's not chilling paralysis, it's the other one. I think it might be the stalk ability. I just don't know where it went.
Should be interactions.
The under effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there it
Okay,
is.
within 30 feet.
You would with your stealth check, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I do it this way? Alright, you got it. Fails.
Okay. As they sit there, you see him plucking at some of the wood, and he kind of looks down towards his forearm, which he has covered with his winter gear. He brings it up, looks down at the point of the arrow, the wood, he inspects it. Then he itches his arm. And as he unveils it, you see these horrific boils and unsightly sores that have run up the side of the arm. And he looks down at it as he lets out and begins scratching at it heavily. As people in the village begin to look over, they begin to back away from him as though he is diseased of some kind. And he puts out an arm and begins to move quicker and down into the shadows as he begins to scratch at his arm.
And that's when he gets jumped.
Okay. I'm curious if we want to do this as a little combat, because these guys, they aren't no snuffs. They're not chumps.
You see the conditions on him? He ain't doing anything.
Yeah. Drained 2, clumsy 2, enfeebled 2. That's fair. Alright. As you stalk him and he's alone and you brought him into the shadows because he's cursed and wants to itch at it. Eventually. Are you keeping him alive?
Yeah. We need to
Alright.
get information out of him.
As you're all having this discussion on what to do, the back door opens in your home. And dragging in with bloody footprints, a unconscious man on the floor is Ziyin. And Ziyin's form looks very healthy.
He might be able to tell you what you're in store for.
Okay. We want to ask him.
Probably how the town would react if the bell was deactivated. Weak points of the fortress. Who fights the fires in the town?
We could point to the fortress is probably a good idea.
I mean, we could wake him up and torture him until he tells us everything we want.
I don't know if we should torture people. I'm still kind of on the edge of all this.
You can go. You can step into another room.
Sounds like you need to have more passion, Katai.
I'm up for murdering people. I don't know about torture.
Oh, perfect. As you're like, Katai, you're like speaking of this, right? You look over and what are you, Jobin, what's going on in there?
So again, his hand comes down and it's like just tendrils of ink that are going into every orifice in his head, ears, his eyes, his nose, mouth.
You see the body convulse, and you see veins of black ichor and ink begin to flow down the neck. What are you pulling from him?
All right, so those are some good ideas. Let me see. We'll go with, I guess, yeah. What would happen if I guess we should probably learn some more about Magokai, but I'll ask, what would happen if the bell was removed? Oh, that's a good one too. General layout of the fortress. I think the bell's on the.
Is it only
face
one
up.
question?
Yeah, it is kind of one. Yeah, reach out to.
It's one question, then they become immune.
Yeah. One question and I become immune. Probably should vote on this question. But we could also wake him up and ask some more. He won't realize that we did this to him in terms of reading his mind. But okay, we'll go ahead and ask about the bell and if it was removed.
Okay. You're asking what about the bell from this?
This guy's just this guy's just a guard. He probably is not going to know. We want to ask one of the priests that. I guess more general layout of the. We'll go general layout of the fortress, inside.
Okay. You would parse through the mind and you'd watch. You'd watch as his mind goes through his morning. You see him waking up in a room that is neatly arranged bunk beds, and it has a plethora of small foot lockers, a ladder upwards. You remember in his memories how he's happy he doesn't have to stand up there all day. And then the dread hits him that he has to be around the people. You get this sense from him, this hatred. He looks down on these subservient villagers. As he wakes up and has a task for the day, you have him walk through these barracks, past a plethora of other enforcers who are all gearing up. He opens a door into a dining room where servants come out and serve food to more mercenaries. He opens up the double doors after getting his meal and wanders through the inner ring. As he maneuvers, he walks past a gate. The gate is strange. It's a pair of decorative cow horns affixed to two gates. As he walks past this gate, he moves forwards, waving inwards towards a shrine maiden who is doing her daily prayers as she gives him a small nod. As he walks past, you see him take a quick left. A left to the open metal white tiger gate. Everything else seems a little bit foggy. This person likely doesn't move around the fortress very often. However, as you dig deeper, you do feel this jealousy. He wishes he could go enjoy some time in the gardens with Magokai at the center of the fortress. You see him glance to the north, towards the stables. He wishes he could be with a horse today. He doesn't know anything about the Northeast. The Northeast is filled, you see, with the priest's quarters, the priest's ideals. And as for the Southeast, storage. Nothing for him to work with. But he seems to know nothing of the inner ring.
Okay.
If you'd like, I can bring you over to the map and kind of point out things. Or do you got it?
Sure. I got it. I think I got it, but it'd be good to
Sure.
so I remember it if I see it.
All right. Can you see?
Yep. Mushi.
All right. So, I might just bring you into the room if that's okay.
Yeah, you can move Mushi there, and I'll see it.
You woke up in here. You see the ladder that goes up to the upper ring right here.
Yep.
Dining room. Servants come from a warm kitchen. Double doors. These double doors lead to multiple places within the inner ring, which is here. You get the feeling he doesn't know much about that area.
He's jealous that he doesn't go there.
Yes. As he walks past this gate, he takes note of it and wishes he could go through it. That is the gate with the bull horns. There is... up here, you get the feeling, stables. It's a big place, as you can see. He doesn't know what the interior of this looks like, but he knows it to be the priest's areas. And otherwise... lumber storage. And you see so much lumber that has been collected from the Spectre Wood already. Beyond that, however, that is all the guard knows.
Okay.
Oh, and that there is a garden in the interior. The very center of this fortress.
And that's where you would meet Magokai. That's where people meet Magokai sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
All right. As you extract yourself from the man's head, you also extract any remnant or trace that you were there. There's just lesions on his skin and a big wound from being struck by Zian.
All right. I'll explain the layout that I got from them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with this person?
He's unconscious right now.
Mm-hmm. Very injured, near death even.
Oh, we got more questions, right?
You want him to see us?
I mean, it's not like he'll live to tell anyone about it.
Looks like a tie.
And Katai is muted.
I mean, I don't have any questions or anything. That's what you're implying.
No, I was implying Feng's answer.
Oh no, I want to murder everyone. I'm up for that.
Oh, okay,
We're
okay.
good.
Okay.
I mean, I would appreciate. Hang on. So,
Okay,
honor.
You say murder everyone out loud like that?
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone here should die.
So just to be clear,
don't know about
are we
that,
talking?
Katai.
Are we talking about everybody in this village, or just the people who are occupying it?
Obviously,
Because there's a
not
lot.
everyone.
There's a lot of villages here that are just under the foot of Magokai and his people.
No, they're fine. I'm just more so talking about the exorcists and the people who are helping them.
Okay, because keep in mind that when we do burn down the harbor, we're also going to consign all the other people that live here to starvation as well.
I mean, they're supporting the exorcist.
Or the exorcism took over their town. And they couldn't fight back.
I just want to get into that fortress and wreak havoc.
Mm-hmm.
I support this harbor
I'm-
idea. It's like I'd rather just go in.
I'm on that. I'm with that. For that fortress. Take out everybody who's inside there.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily want to mess with the town. They're fine. As long as we get our lantern stuff back and kill all the exorcists.
I mean, if we want to sow unrest, we could, once we finish with this person, put him somewhere where they could be seen, leave some type of message, but maybe find a way to only haunt the occupiers. Figure out a way to help the villagers here. Maybe they'll start fighting on their own.
Okay.
I also tell you guys about the really odd thing I saw about the villagers and the spiders.
What did you see?
They're treating them like they're something more than they are, giving them gifts and letting them have the run of the town.
I say we burn the whole town to the ground.
What's to be expected, right? If the spiders are in charge, right? They don't want them to show up and, I don't know, do whatever the spiders do.
This is not really our place right now. Like, same reason why we didn't mess with those hunters who were killing the Kappa. Like, we have a goal, and it's in that fortress. This town isn't our target.
But have we considered burning the whole town to the ground?
No, we haven't, Fang, because that's a bit beyond what we came here for. I don't mind causing terror inside the fort, or even burning the fort down. But the village... These are just people trying to live. And it's not much of a life, as you can see.
I just want us to be thorough, you know?
I understand, Fang. But you can be
These-
very thorough inside the fort.
Yeah, these villagers are not going to come attacking us once we take everything in the fort. The people who are occupying that fort will be the ones. So let's make sure they can't do it.
So
what?
we're just going to the fort then. Is that?
Yeah,
are we kinda
burn
just
all
spending
burn
the-
all the lumber. There's a room. They have a room full of lumber that's kindling right now.
Okay. Burn the room. Cause chaos in there.
They have a huge garden. They're supposed to have a huge garden in the middle. That's more kindling.
Okay.
So you want to fight every single person in the fort at once?
Yeah.
How many people did you see in there, Joe?
I mean, there's a lot
I
of people.
remember hearing the word plethora.
Mhm.
Now, when I think of that word, I think 30 to 50.
There's a decent amount of people in there.
As you're having this conversation, there is this sound that goes through the village. Screams. Screams from the people who hold their hands over their heads. And you hear this that comes from outside. As this happens, however, two of you, notably Katai and Jobin, hear its words.
Release me. I want nothing to do with you, foul creature.
It's Chthonian, isn't it?
It is draconic.
Draconic.
Outside,
Dragon.
as you peer through the windows, the same folk that you saw close at the Kappa poaching, the individuals with crossbows and the like, walk. Now, as they do, you can see that they are walking a massive creature that towers over them. There is a set of 6 of them as they move. They all are wearing an attire that reminds you of a group, a guild, or perhaps something of the like. They are led by a man with a sharp smile in winter gear, and the creature that is with them is trustled in iron and strange chains. It is a being with no eyes, a massive reptilian that they walk. As it moves with them, you watch as it writhes and moves. One of the lamps, these little lanterns made of paper, is snuffed out in its presence. Trailing not that far behind is a horrific woman. A woman with a fulu covering her face. Slowly walking, it's almost 20 feet away, watching
20 feet
over
away. From us or from the creature?
from the creature.
Oh, okay.
And they quickly move through the town, pushing villagers aside, and they head right for the fortress.
What was that thing?
See if I recognize the creature.
A recall
And-
knowledge has been rolled.
Also see if I recognize the lady.
Ross, you recognize it in a traditional sense of you can recognize something about it, but not what it is per se. You can ask me one question about it. Jobin, are you more concerned about the woman?
I want to see if I can do both. Is it possible to do both? We'll say the first one was for the creature, because that's the first thing I saw.
Sure, roll for the second one for the woman.
My question will be, what's the most dangerous thing that thing could do?
Good question. You are able to deign to see that Ross, that thing is a devourer of supernatural and real divine light. It could eat any light that it comes near. It is a being that is able to swallow it. In the right circumstance, these things are even known to swallow life energy.
Or bad news. I'll let everybody know that it eats light energy.
Jobin, you don't know everything about the creature that you saw, but you recognize sort of. You can also ask me a question about it.
What is it called?
Ah, a shimmer thief. Rare creatures. Blind, in fact. They're cave dwellers. They do not come out into the light. All you know about them is they have an insatiable yearning to consume the rare delicacy of lights. The rarer the light source, the more they enjoy it. This hunger compels them to travel beyond their lairs and sometimes do the service to feed, leaving permanent pockets of darkness wherever they go. The thing that you would know about them is that shimmer thieves, while being beasts, are quite sapient. But most creatures don't recognize it, nor does it like to talk to people.
Well, if they're taking it to the fortress, do you think that maybe we could use it to cause some chaos?
Wouldn't it eat us?
Definitely
Not
an attempt.
necessarily.
Pretty sure ghost
What-
light is a rare light.
So it most likely will try and devour, eat us. And I didn't get much about the lady, right?
You did get something about the lady. She is dangerous. As you look over towards her and you see her walking through, you get the feeling she does not see with her eyes. You also don't see her breathing. You get the feeling that she is a powerful undead.
Maybe that's the ghost that they were talking about. Because they were talking about hunting Kappa for somebody because they like to drink out of a Kappa skull cap. And they were saying that they were a ghost. Looking at that lady, not breathing. Some type of undead.
She's a Jiangshi.
What would you like to know about her?
Um,
She's floating, like, just towards them. She also bears the same symbolism that those people are wearing, the handsome man and all them.
be a good question here. I want to ask maybe like lowest save, but like, okay.
Type of spellcast? Or lowest save is good.
I guess,
Lowest
can I, what type of undead is she?
So this would be a thing that you pick up on only because you watch her and you see every time someone lets out a scream or a breath, her neck snaps a little bit towards them. But the villagers do not seem to see her. And this realization hits you that you probably only see her because you are what you are. And you also realize she has no idea that you're here. She cannot see past the Fulu, and she cannot sense you. You are hidden to her despite what she is. There are very, very, very precious few things with breath sense. Not just life sense, but breath sense.
I see.
You recognize this to be the extremely unique and rare Tianxian vampire, a Jianxi. Are you aware of what a Jiangxi is?
No.
They are the terrifying hopping vampires of Tianxia. What you know about them is that they do not drain blood. You know, Tianxia has no concept of blood draining vampires. They feast on the breath of the living, known as qi. They have unique powers, including their magic deflecting fulus, extraordinary jumping abilities, breath sense, and a near stupefying melancholia that they inflict upon people coming past them.
I'll point that out to everybody.
Does it seem like they're working with this Jiangshi?
I have no idea.
Give me a sense
Those
motive.
people weren't. Those people.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It looked like those people don't look like the enforcers, right?
No.
The enforcers and the exorcists look like they're sort of the same group, but
Mhm.
this looks like another group that's different.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't seem to notice them, right? They're like invisible to the living.
Maybe.
So I wonder if they're just feeding off of the life energy here, without them noticing.
Bang. With your sense motive, it's hard to read the Jingxi. Those are very alien creatures to you. However, the man who's walking by, the embroidery that's on her dress, and the fulu that's covering her, she moves with a purpose. There is this shadow that she casts on them. You get the feeling that either they're aware of her or they are her underlings. To that extent, these people that have the Shimmer Thief seem to be hunters of some kind, maybe exotic hunters, capturers of creatures, using their expertise in this way to approach the fortress. Whether or not the exorcists know about the Jingxi, that you're unsure of.
I mean, it doesn't seem plausible, right? If they're clerics of Pharasma. I mean, maybe Mago Kai, because we know he's down and dirty, but...
You do notice that they all have a familiar motif, though. Each of them on their embroidery somewhere have a yellow wasp with a green silk.
I know what that symbol means. That'd be a recall now.
Like knowledge check on it.
You don't immediately recognize it, but you're welcome to roll. No. You get the feeling it's beyond your time. You haven't been around. You're old folk.
Oh no, we're boomers.
You see the villagers look over, though,
Worse than boomers.
a little bit
The boomers.
afraid of these very capable men and women with the weapons and their monster hunting attire and having the Shimmer Thief in chains as though it is just their prisoner, right? And the man with the fanciful attire looks around and says, Where is the lumber lord's folk? There's supposed to be a man here by the fountain. Anyone? You? He grabs one of the villagers, shakes them. No? And they point. And Ziyin, you can see through the window, they're pointing at the area where you stole the guy. Oh, for goodness sake. Very well, to the fortress it is. Come on. And you watch as they lead the Shimmer Thief, and they head towards the open gate.
This guy gets dumped somewhere outside.
Are we not gonna kill him?
Oh, no, I might kill him.
Yeah.
I gotta get my soul back together.
Oh, I'll help.
I don't even use magic.
Dude, do what you gotta do.
I dig my claws into his throat and rip it out.
When you guys look for the Jingxi, after seeing that exchange, she is gone.
She's behind us, isn't she?
Wondering if, they look like hunters. They capture creatures and then they trying to sell it to the Ayokai. Sounds like, right?
Yeah, if they're
Possibly.
kidnapping those light eater things and then
That
we'll
might
swallow
eat souls.
Kappa. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's something. That's another wrinkle in this town. They still goes over and looks at Fang. This guy. Are we not gonna ask some questions then, or no?
Oh, he's dead.
Hmm.
I just ripped out his throat.
Well, I mean, we
Okay.
could timey-wimey up. Yeah, I ripped his throat out. I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Sorry, Simeon, you're gonna have to get us a new one.
As you look down, you hear that this person was working with these hunters, these pilferers of creatures. I assume, Fang, your grudge burdens you a little bit more than usual? Or-
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Are you just going to grip his throat and choke him out?
I'm gonna take my claws in and rip it out.
Ooh. As you dig your claws in and pull the throat out, there is blood that splatters upwards. As you see it splatter upwards, you look down, and that grudge that you've fed begins to fill the gaping hole in your soul. You lose your weakness to vitality. Ross, as you kind of take the moment, you see it happen. You look back towards the villagers. And right outside your window, watching the last breath leave this man, is this Fulu that's pressed up against the window. Do you address it?
No.
You watch the Fulu suddenly, at a near unseeable speed, just go straight upwards and disappear. You have a lot to think about. Time to plan, to an extent, as Karahai seems to be quite alive, for the most part. Whether or not you burn their harbor, whether or not you push in, whether or not you climb using strange steps, whether or not you take another captive and indulge in your emotions, everything is at your control now. You have the power here. It is your place to steal, your bell to retake. They took it first, after all. I think having the end of the session be there works quite well, so that you guys can plan and prep your assault on Karahai. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Sure.
Very well. All right. How interesting. And hey, you'll have the art piece, your new art for the actual assault. That makes me quite happy.
We're gonna murder everyone in that building.
I'm really surprised, Katai, you didn't go to kill the Kappa poachers.
Listen, everything I wanted to do, I did not do it because I respected the other players at the table, but I definitely was like, man, I really want to go kill these guys. If this was not a TTRPG game with other people at the table, I absolutely would have. I respect the votes when the votes are cast, so.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't the Spectre wood look great?
June,
Chopin has been avoiding looking at the woods.
Ty is like so sad. Like I feel like we came from a Willowshore and like a Shenmen that like, you know, wasn't in the greatest of places, but like it was still like
It was home.
livable place, and it was home. And now, like, coming to Shenmen and seeing all this shit and how miserable and awful it is after 100 years of not being here, it's like,
We really want to bring Willowshore here.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like this
right.
isn't even like the Shenmen that we know anymore. Like, you know, it's someone ruined it, and I don't know. Itai wants to go murder someone at the top of this line. That's
The top of the food chain. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's very corrupted, and you know, one of her cleric things is to stop corruption.
Absolutely.
She's gonna find someone. She's gonna murder him. So
Sure. There's a lot to work with, and I'm happy to have given you guys your first taste of what life has become. I'm really happy you guys didn't look into Shenmen before the campaign started, because you would have known what it is now. Like,
no, that's why as Katai I'm very sad. It's like, man, it's kind of like growing up somewhere, moving away, coming back, and finding it's like just totally different and like not in a good way. You
Yeah.
know what
That's
I
why I've been
mean?
having an existential crisis like every week.
Yep.
I just don't bring it up every time.
It's just you know, it's sad. You know.
Mm-hmm. But you can bring home with you.
I mean, can we? I feel like we bring Willowshore back. Like, why? It's an awful place. Like, can we defend Willowshore from the rest of Shenmen and the corruption that's here? Like, how long can we do that for? Like, 100 years, and all of Shenmen got
we would have
to
to-
shit.
No, it'd be like a migration out of Shenmen. I
Yeah,
don't think,
we'd leave.
Yeah, I don't think we'd stay.
That's
Shenmen's too messed up.
that's a future there's a reason why we're only about halfway through the campaign. Like, whenever this we got to winterish. So yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys are enjoying exploring. And I'm very excited to see how you guys take this going forward. I do not blame you guys for not haunting. It is, I'm literally, I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm definitely being the devil on your shoulder sometimes, to like, I want to see you guys do stuff and, you know, give in to your impulses. So,
Well, it's like I would. It's just like if we want to keep our cover, and two, the people of Karahai haven't really. They're civilians in this. Like, they're not the target of my ire.
I mean,
Specifically.
we can haunt the crap out of these enforcers
Yes.
and extras.
Yeah.
So
yes, you can. There's actually a limit to how much terror you can even do to just the villagers. Like, you can only do so much to just these random folk to actually affect those exorcists and whatnot, right? So you'll have to, if you actually want to scare them, you need to go scare them.
So I think what we can do is haunt the fortress. They have a sleeping quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Set all their horses free.
Sell the horses free, burn the lumber, you know.
Yeah, you guys can come up with a couple of plans. I'm very excited for it. But I'm gonna end off the stream here. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you so much for watching. Say bye, stream.
Bye, stream.